Tell me a little bit about the book. I've got the book. You sent me a copy. Thank you so much for that copy, an autographed copy. So eat your heart out, everybody else. Living a Rich and Intentional Life. Tell me about the book.
So, like I said, I was kind of going down this path probably about 9 or 10 years ago. But I'll tell you what, what really hit me, Harlan, was my wife and I were having dinner one night, and we were sitting at a table, and we had a guy come up who was a good friend of ours. And when I say a good friend, I mean this is one of those guys that you look at, and he's a CEO of an investment firm. He and his wife do marriage ministry all over the world. They're foster parents. I mean, what more? I mean, this guy's just the package. And it was always a pleasure to call him a good friend. And actually, my wife and I had been on a few little trips with he and his wife early on when we moved to Des Moines, but we just hadn't seen him in like 4 or 5 years. So when he walked by, it was great. It was good to catch up, see what he and his wife were doing, and that was awesome. So he walked away, Harlan, and then he came back probably in about 5 or 6 minutes, and he said, I just felt like I should come back and tell you I've got cancer.
Hmm.
And it was ocular melanoma. And he said, I've got a 50-50 chance of living the next 5 years. And, when somebody comes back and says that in that setting, you never know what to say.
Right.
And my jaw dropped, and all I could muster out was, oh my goodness, Jerry, I don't know what to say. And before I could even get that out, Jerry said, no. I didn't come back over to make you feel bad. I came back over to say that while I wish I didn't have this disease and hadn't got this news, it's been the best 3 months of my life. Mm. And he said, my wife and I are having conversations that we'd never had before. I've taken all my kids on individual trips and said, what do you need from Dad before he leaves this earth? I started delegating a lot of work. I'm a little bit of a control freak, he said, and I started delegating a lot of things at work and realizing I need to take better care of myself. And then he kind of leaned in, Harlan, and he said, you know what? When death becomes certain, life becomes rich. Hmm. And when he said that, it just like resonated with me, because it's like, why do we wait to get sick before we find out how to get well?
Exactly.
And so I started thinking about that, and that jettisoned me into saying, you know what? I need to start making something of this. And I spent literally the next 10 years. The nice thing is, I think, the happy ending to that story is that Jerry and I had breakfast a couple of years ago. He's still living, doing great. Wow. Told him everything I'm doing, showed him all my slides that I use when I speak. And he said, boy, everything you're talking about, Stan, is exactly what keeps me alive. Controlling inflammation, eating well, sleeping well, all the things, relationships. And so anyway, great story and a great friend. But that really just propelled me into the world of hoping that I can take leaders and show them what it's like to live a rich and intentional life.